Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Good evening. Happy Sunday. Let me get me a filter going. Your name, welcome. We're talking about depression triggers today, but I just was congratulating Kendra because I've been, I always see what you're doing with your podcast and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, Kendra, okay, I see you. I might not agree with everything you say, but I'm super proud of you for the way that you're going about it. Like, I think that you got it going really good with you, like being a part of other people's podcasts and kind of getting yourself introduced to that world, and then, coming out with yours. So I do notice, and I think you're doing a great job. So I just wanted to say that. Is it Saint Marthy? I've never interacted with you before, so if you can tell me a little bit about yourself and how you heard about this live, that would be great. As you may or may not know, I want to get through a couple of disclaimers. I am not a therapist, so anything that I say in this live today is just going to be based on my own experience with depression, and based off of like things that I've been working through in therapy myself. So, and I do highly recommend therapy for anyone who is living with depression, who is trying to manage their depression and things of that nature, or if you don't even know if you're living with depression or not, but you're feeling like something's not right with you. Therapy, I highly recommend it. Okay, I want to go ahead and jump right into depression triggers. For me, I would say I want to start with, just throughout life, you're going to have triggers, and just like a normal trigger works, depression triggers work in the same way. So if you're somebody who's super sensitive to a certain topic, or super sensitive to a certain color, or a certain place, or something like that, because of some sort of experience you've had, and either gets you angry, like if somebody calls you the B word, or if someone says something that's similar to like something that your mother or father would say, and they're deceased now. All those kind of things definitely contribute to your attitude, your mood, what sets you off, things like that. But the only difference is with depression, it will catapult you into a depressed state. A little bit more quicker than what your normal depressed state would be. So what I mean by that is that a lot of people think that being depressed or living with depression is just basically like you sad all the time, or you can't get out of bed, or you can't work, or they have this lazy complex going on for people who live with depression. But it is actually a cycle. It is a cycle of different moods that take you outside of your normal state of being, your normal personality, and places you into a depressed state for no good reason. So there's a difference between situational depression and living with clinical depression. Hi. What's up, dude? You know what? I don't know how people do that thing where they wave at people that's coming in. I don't know how to do that, y'all. So I'm just going to try to say hey to everybody as they're coming in. Hey, C. So situational depression is basically like you're going through something at that time. You lost your job. You lost a family member. You and your boyfriend or girlfriend broke up. Hi, Melanated Mom Podcast. Girl, I still got to talk to you because I got some ideas. Thank you, C. That's situational depression, when you are actually going through something and it puts you in a depressed mood. But when you are living with depression, you don't have to be going through anything to feel depressed. It could just be a normal, bright, sunny day, and you feel sad for no good reason. So that's the difference between situational depression and actually living with clinical depression. And those triggers that we talked about, things that kind of set you off, can put you in a depressed state earlier than what you normally would have. So people who live with depression has to be super careful about their surroundings, what they're feeding themselves, what they are listening to. They have to really know what their triggers are. you want to protect your peace. You want to protect your surroundings a lot more than a normal person would. So that's why I think I find myself being at home a lot. Like outside of this pandemic, I'm really like a person that keeps to myself a lot. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't do a lot of things outside of the home because I try to protect my peace, because I know I can be depressed, and I know I have a lot of triggers that other people may not know about. They may not know that if they say this word, or if I'm at this place or something like that, something is reminding me or something sad, that I can go into depressed mode for the next week. People don't really know that. So they're not doing anything to particularly harm you, but you find yourself in a depressed state after, hanging out with people, and they didn't even know that you were even suffering from that. So I said all that to say it's important to know what your triggers are, whether you suffer from depression or not, whether you live from depression or not. So a lot of protecting your peace is why you have, like, I wouldn't say that the reason why I don't have friends is because I'm protecting my peace, but the reason why I don't have friends is because I'm on like a journey of self-awareness, and like I'm going somewhere, and I need people around me who are like really headed in that same direction. And right now I just find that a lot of people in my life don't have that same tenacity to like want to be something more than what they are right now. So I think that I'm getting there. I'm all about that too, Kendra. They be fake and bringing drama. Oh my God. So I feel like since we're like talking about friends can be a big trigger. Like sometimes I feel like when you live with depression, your family and friends don't really know how serious that is. Like they don't really take it for what it really is. They're like, oh, you'll be fine. Oh, you just need to do this. Or, oh, you need to do that. And it's no big deal and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say I've lost a lot of friends. Yeah, I tell people when I don't have time, if they sit around, they are a real one. A real one. If they sit around, what you mean? I'm lost. Oh, stay. If they stay around, they are a real one. Yeah, that's true. I mean, my family's always upset with me because I don't have time. Like, I don't really want to like visit a lot. Like, I don't like visiting a lot. Like, I just don't feel like I need to just come over and just visit. Like, are we doing something? What are we doing? I'm just coming over and chilling. Like, I can do that at home. But no, a lot of your triggers are going to come from your childhood. That's with any type of mental illness. I'm murmuring for my age. Even though I'm 34, I feel like I'm 45 because of knowledge. Oh, you're only 34? I actually thought you was younger than that, Kendra. I thought you was like 28 or something, honestly. But yeah, because when you told me you had teens, I was just like, girl, she lying. Then I saw a picture of them. I was like, oh. Oh my goodness. No, but a lot of it comes from your childhood. So if you search your childhood, you will figure out where a lot of your triggers are coming from. And that's with any type of anything. Like if you're struggling with any type of mental disorder, it probably stems from something that happened in your childhood. I choose to grow and learn from all of my experiences. Yeah. I would say that it's taken me to my 30s to really start to like grow from things. And there's something that I was talking to my son about earlier today. I told him that there's this one class that he just can't get right. You know, he just really just do not care about this class. All his other classes are gravy. This one class is not. And I told him, I was like, if you don't get over your ego, because I think the teacher had said something to him that makes him feel like she crushed his ego a little bit. Hi, Earl Johnson. What's up? Oh my God. If this is the EJ that I think it is, it's been a minute, dude. How are you? But I said, if you don't get over that, you're going to keep learning the same lesson, because things in your life are just going to keep happening. This same exact situation with this teacher that you're having, she's not the only teacher that's going to get on your nerves. She's not the only teacher that you're not going to agree with. She is not the only, teacher that you're going to have a hard time understanding and doing well in her class. But if you don't learn how to combat that and do what you're supposed to do, then you're going to find yourself in this situation again and again and again and again and again until you learn that lesson. And I have to, kind of check myself too. Wow, let me shush. I can't talk. I can't type. And I also think life changes in seasons. For example, menopause. I'd be like, yeah, get with it or get lost. I don't have energy. Listen, wait, hold up. Somebody said something about being 45. Was that Kendra? Oh, 46. Oh, you're 46? You lying. I don't know why y'all up here lying like that. It definitely has to do with seasonal, like, each season has brought something different for me. So I'm in a season now where not only have I learned some things about myself, but now I'm ready to share those things with other people, which is why I wrote the book, because I've gotten to the point where I know, I'm not going to say I know it all. I am no expert at this depression thing, and depression looks different on everybody. So I don't want to get into this situation where I feel like I'm the expert on everything when it comes to mental health and depression. I am not, honey. I'm the expert on myself, and all I can do is teach someone else what I have been doing to manage my own depression. And maybe if your depression is similar to mine, if it looks anything like mine, then what I'm doing may help you. It may not help you. This book may be a complete flop to you, but it's a tool and some resources out there for people who do struggle with depression, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there who can't afford a therapist. Let's just be honest. And then even if you have no insurance at all, there are some programs out there, and I put that in my book too, some other resources on how to find therapy if you don't have funds, different programs and stuff out there for people in North Carolina, because I only know about North Carolina. But if you don't have insurance, there are programs out there that will help you find free services, okay? But finding a therapist is hard. So a lot of those free resources are not going to be the best fit for, like, when I was on that program, it wasn't the best fit for me. It was just people who were just trying to learn, trying to get their hours so they can get certified and things like that. So it wasn't like people who were really experienced in what I needed them to be experienced in. They did help me, but I wouldn't say that was the best that I could have had at the time. So you want to also be mindful that you have some of your own resources. You can help yourself as well. If you can't afford a therapist, or if it's like hard, or you in between therapists and things like that, there are some things that you can do for yourself to help you combat what you're feeling. I also talk about medication and stuff like that too. So medication is another thing that a lot of people are very, very against taking medication. I am not against taking medication. I was for a very long time. But I also understand where you're coming from. Nobody wants to be medicated all the time, and sometimes medication, your body can get used to it to where it stops working, and then they try to up your dosage, or they try to switch you to another medication, and then you're having all of these side effects in between the switch and trying to get the concoction just right for you. It can be very discouraging. So I understand why people don't want to take medication. I'm all for people doing whatever they think is best for themselves. So if you're not going to be taking medication, and if you're not going to be seeing a therapist, this is just something that you can use for yourself to help you get through. So that's why I wanted to bring that to the masses, because I've learned these lessons, and now it's time for me to kind of share it with others. But knowing your triggers is the big part of learning how to combat your symptoms, because once I started to recognize, okay, this right here, I'm feeling this way. What did I do today? What did I do last week? Who did I talk to? What was I listening to? What did I watch? Or sometimes I can just say, okay, I know this is coming up next week. It's going to be a trigger for me. So let me prepare myself. Let me just schedule this out. Like anytime I go visit my family, that's a trigger. Anytime I go visit my family, it's a trigger for me because my son is in jail right now. So if I go visit my family, I always feel like something's missing because my son is not with me. So that's a trigger for me off the bat. It's a reminder of all the childhood traumas that we've been through whenever I go visit my family. It's a reminder of my old neighborhood and things that have happened in those old neighborhoods, like when I was raped, when I was sexually abused. You know, it reminds me of all those conversations, not having a father. Like all of that is composed and wrapped up in all my family members. Okay, so I know this is the kind of things that I need to do to set myself up for when I go visit my family, because I shouldn't not go visit them. That's not an okay thing to do, to never visit them. But what I need to do is I have started to like stay in a hotel when I go visit, because having my own space is really important to me. Deciding when I get to go to bed and not having to hear the voices of everyone else in the room who's not ready to go to bed yet. That's important to me. Getting my own rest, having my own space, being able to get up and not have to share the bathroom with anybody. That kind of thing, that's important to me. So I started to live in a hotel, stay in a hotel when I go. I also time it out. Like, what am I going to do when I get there? You know, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to visit this person first, this person second. What type of foods am I going to eat? Because that affects it too. Like, there's so much to consider when you're living with depression. It's just like any other illness, though. Like, if you're diabetic, you have to be careful about what you're eating. If you are someone who suffers from like a lot of like leg or back pain, you have to be careful when you're sitting too long or when you're going to be standing too long, so you don't go to the shopping malls. Instead, you shop online. Like, it's just like any other illness. You have to prepare for it. But the problem is, and especially in the Black community, the problem is, oh, hey, Ebony, look at me. I'm all talking. I didn't even notice people are joining. The problem is, oh, Patrina's in here. Where's Patrina? Hey, girl. Dang, y'all, I'm just talking. I didn't even noticing. I don't mean to ignore nobody. I'm so sorry. I see Kimmy Jolie join. I don't think I've ever interacted with you before. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for joining. But the problem is, in the Black community, we do not want to accept that this is an issue. For whatever reason, we like to normalize, oh, this is just life. This is just how it is. Everybody goes through something. But it's more than that. You really have to pay attention to how you're feeling, especially if you're feeling it more than once. And in my book, I do take you through a series of different ways of how to find your triggers, because sometimes you can think you have a trigger, or you can think that this is just like something that's happening, or this is just, normal fact of life. But when you really dig deep, you find out, oh, this is just a trigger. And this trigger is connected to this thing, or connected to this object, or connected to this person. And we need to deal with this. And there's some things that you're not ready to deal with. Some things is going to take a long time to deal with. We accept shit as is the problem. We look past too many things. We definitely do, especially as Black women. If I don't move my body, I am a mess. I know that about myself. Oh, okay. You talk about like working out, because girl, we need to deal with that too, because I'm so bad at working out. Hi. Oh, okay. Listen, last time I messed up your name, I am not messing up your name. Crystal China. Look at that. I got it right. Kendra, I stopped that mess. I take my time to look at what is happening. Oh, that's good. It's good that you take the time to look at what is happening, because a lot of times, y'all, it is us. Sometimes we are the problem. Sometimes we ain't getting along with our baby daddies. And, okay, that's me. That's a Kim problem. That might not be everybody's problem. But that's me. I got baby daddies. Okay, I got 3 baby daddies. One of them I don't hear from at all. But the other 2, I do have to deal with them. And sometimes I'm not dealing with them in the right way. But that's not what I was getting ready to say. What was my train of thought? Or sometimes, you know, it is us. We have to learn how to deal with ourselves and before we start running our mouths to other people. Because at the end of the day, you can't change nobody but yourself. You can only react to what other people are doing. My menopause is the problem. Are we still talking about menopause? I need to get back into the gym. Listen, you do not need to get back into the gym, Crystal, okay? What you need to do is hit up Kendra, okay? She's doing a 15 or 14 day Christmas fit challenge, okay? So you go ahead and follow. If you're not already following Kendrarella, go ahead and follow Kendra.Rella. And she will get you all the way together. You don't even need to join no gym, okay? Make sure you sign up for her text messaging, group. She sends messages about that. I mean, she sent me a message on Turkey Day, and I was just like, girl, all right, girl, I'm gonna try to eat a salad for lunch. I did do a smoothie for breakfast though, but I don't think I did that salad, girl. I didn't do the salad, but yeah, she'll get you together, girl. You don't need to join no gym. Black-owned businesses, it's too many black-owned businesses, too many black-owned health care and health businesses for us to be trying to join nobody's white gym, okay? Don't do that. There you go, girl. Advertise. Text the word veggie to 21121. I can't read. 21000. You drunk your smoothie. See, she got me that morning, so I drunk the smoothie. But after that, girl, it was all she wrote. But yeah, so I listened to Kendra. We did. See, we listen to you sometimes, Kendra. And I did my little green smoothie that day too, with the helping my, you know, my insides and my blood pressures and stuff. So that was actually, I felt really good after that smoothie. So I did make another one the other day too. I just got to get some more apples because I didn't have that many apples left. I got to buy some more apples. But yeah. So can anybody tell me what is a trigger for you? Like, what is a trigger for you? Like, if you're out with family or just at home or whatever, like, what is a trigger for you? Does anybody want to share that? Because one of the triggers, I already told y'all, one of my triggers is just family. And just because there's a lot of pain that I'm not dealing with my hula hooping. What? You know what? I could never hula hoop. I could never hula hoop. Like, cut them up and freeze them. Oh, the apples? Oh, yeah. I got to buy some more. See, I freeze everything. I freeze bananas. I freeze the apples. I'll freeze my strawberries because they go bad so quick that I just go ahead and put them in the freezer, girl. I'm on that freezing thing. When people do stupid shit that don't make sense. Wait, do you mean something stupid like in regards to how it affects you? Or do you mean like stupid like you driving down the road and someone's in the wrong lane and they swerve in and out and look like they don't know what they're doing? They just doing stupid driving? Or do you mean like family is also a trigger for you? Let's dig a little deeper on that, because I think family is probably a trigger for everybody. There's always somebody in your family that can trigger you. Whether it's somebody you had an argument with a long time ago, whether it's somebody who like owed you money or did something. My trigger is people trying to tell me my reality. I'm 46 with small kids. I get very triggered by folks telling me how I'm supposed to feel. What do you mean, like, how you supposed to feel? Like, as a mom with small kids, or like as a 46-year-old with small kids? Or do you mean like how you're raising your kids, how you're supposed to feel about that? Because, honey, your feelings are valid. I just want to reassure you, your feelings are definitely valid, because no one knows what you've been through and what you're going through but you. And it's both. I don't have a depression issue, that stuff. It's just, oh my God. So you just triggered by other people doing stuff. And so when that happens, Kendra, when you see someone else doing something stupid, what does it trigger you to do? Like, what happens to you? What happens in your own heart and your own mind when someone else does something stupid? Family is also a trigger for me. There's always someone in your family, though. It's always. But for me, it's like all of them. All of them trigger me. And there's a whole side of my family who I just don't even talk to. I just don't. Oh, hi, Yogi. Welcome. Y'all, this is my church buddy that just rolled up in here. All moms are tired, generalizing shit. It is definitely different. I have a 25-year-old, so I know what it feels like to raise kids. Hello. Hello. This is a different kind of tired. All moms are tired. Yeah, I mean, listen, we all have different things that we're going through in our motherhood, and we are all tired. Yeah, but at the same time, oh, hi, more raw for life. I don't think I've ever interacted with you. Thank you for joining. We're just talking about triggers right now. Everybody's kind of sharing something that triggers them. Oh, so you just, okay. So it's not really like a trigger to where you're like angry all day and you just can't get over it type thing. This is more like a trigger like, look at that fool. Look, what is he doing with his life? Okay, so I'm with you, Kendra. So it's not that deep for you, which that's what I was trying to get at. Like, somebody else doing something stupid should not affect you and your actions for your own life. So we're cool there, Kendra. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't letting it affect you. Which I wouldn't think you would, but I just wanted to ask. I'm Fat Vegans. Oh, hey! Oh my God, thanks for joining. Would you like to share? Because we've had some conversations on my YouTube channel where we talked about depression for ourselves between the two of us, that you were in a funk. And I know for sure that you and I are actually living with depression. So can you share a trigger for you? Thank you so much for joining, because I really would love to hear more about your story. Yeah, and I'm going to go back to Tracy because it is definitely different. It's definitely different because I never thought I would be a mom that has a grown son and a toddler at the same time. Like, that was not part of the plan, okay? It was not part of the plan. But it is my reality, and it's a different kind of tired because, and even now when I have my teenager here, having to try to find some sort of way to spend time with them individually, but at the same time, and my older son does not really need me as much for like everyday life stuff, whereas my younger son does. But I don't want to leave my older son out because I'm paying so much attention to my younger son. Like, it is frustrating. But I'm doing the best that I can with that and trying to think of more ideas now that he's actually living with me to kind of pull that all together. So I don't think I've seen anybody share anything else about depression. Oh, dang, let me scroll down. I am not good with this. I don't need no one giving me any more gray hair or wrinkles. I try to stay away from people that don't bring positivity. I'm sure that's draining. I let go of things I can't change. Trigger for me is the isolation, no real breaks from motherhood. Oh my God, I love my children to say, oh my God. What is your actual name? More Raw for Life. Because I've seen you on my YouTube channel and I'm seeing you here, but I don't actually know what your name is. But yeah, that's definitely a trigger. And I would say that's more so like time management and also a little bit of putting yourself first, which is hard for us to do as moms. I was just talking to one of my friends today about I really need like a mom vacation where I don't have my kids with me and I can go out and have some fun. Excuse me. But it's so hard to do when you are a single mom because there's not a lot of people that I trust around my son for like an overnight type situation. But we do need our breaks, y'all. So a good idea that someone else gave me, and I'm going to test this out one day, but a good idea that someone else gave me that may help you in that situation is, I don't know if your kids go to daycare or not. I don't know how small they are. And a lot of times right now, due to COVID-19, daycares may not be open and stuff like that. But if it ever does reopen, if you have a situation where you do, oh, your name is Nicolette. Okay, I'm just call you by your name. Time management has been a long life issue. Girl, we're going to get that together. Don't worry about it. I'm going to help you out. I struggled with this until my kids got bigger. I would love a mom vacation. Listen, we need to have those breaks. But someone told me the only break I got from my children is when COVID started and I started shopping by myself. Oh, going shopping. Yes. You know, I spend a lot of time in the car too, because I do take my son back and forth to daycare. So that little 20-minute car ride that I be on, and I turn up my worship music, honey, it's heaven. Because once I get back to the house, I don't have time to myself anymore. I'm either working or doing something around the house or whatever. But at the same time, someone told me, I don't know if your kids go to school, Nicolette, like if they're young enough, or I don't know how old they are. But someone told me, like, send them to school and take a day off work and have that whole day to yourself. So you can take a nap, you can sleep if you want to, you can go and get your nails done, get a massage, or whatever you need to have that moment. I have never done that before because I always felt guilty. If my son is in school, or if I take my son to daycare, then I need to be working. Like, I've always felt like I shouldn't utilize daycare in that way. But at the same time, I'm paying y'all. Okay? So, oh, thank you, girl. I love filters, girl. It be having you looking like a superstar. I love filters. But yeah, I don't know if your kids are that small to where they're going to daycare, or how COVID-19 may affect doing that. But if you ever have a chance to do that, I would highly recommend you just send them to school, take a day off of work, and spend that day to yourself, doing things that you like to do, even if it ain't nothing but just walking around in a park. That's the mother in you. We will always feel, yeah, the mom guilt gets me so many times. Like, I rarely buy anything for myself without buying something for them first. I feel like if I buy something for myself, I have to then buy something for them. If I buy something for them, I don't feel like, okay, now I have to buy something for myself. Like, it's not that, it doesn't go the other way around. But if I buy something for myself, I feel like, oh man, I have to buy them something too. So mom guilt is some serious stuff. For me anyway. That's another trigger for me too. My son gives me the dating guilt. Dating guilt? What's dating guilt? Like, when you go out on a date, listen, y'all know what's going on with me and Hubjarian right now. Well, some of y'all know. I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But I feel like I can't date either. I feel like I cannot date. I can't date anybody because, number one, I have to find a babysitter. Okay? And even though I have a teenager here who can babysit for me, I always feel guilty with, like, that he has to, like, give up his teenage life to babysit, which he doesn't really have a teenage life. He literally doesn't like to go out. He doesn't hang out with his friends. He's a different kind of teenager. But I always feel like, well, gosh, I don't want to make him feel like he has to be responsible for, you know, a kid that's not his own. Like, you know, I don't want to put that responsibility on him. And then if I find a babysitter and I end up not having a good time, I'm like, really? I will feel like I wasted my time. Him and my mom try to make me feel bad about it. But Kendra, you have teenagers though. I'm retired from dating, almost a year no sex. Listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking some time for yourself, but I feel like if you're retiring from dating, like if you are putting off dating, then what are you replacing it with? It seems like a good teen girl asked him if he's okay, give him $20 for babysitting. Yeah, he actually doesn't mind babysitting. It's me, guys. It's me. It's just another excuse that I make for myself to not get myself back out there, because I'm really not ready to date, to be perfectly honest. So if you're going to, men has been a huge disappointment for me too. And I don't know how much you know about my story, Nicolette, but I absolutely share a lot. Girl, I'm like a TV show waiting to happen. I am like a TV show waiting to happen. Like, I feel like Tyler Perry needs to give me my own reality show, because I would be so entertaining. But no, I have so many like men problems. But I feel like if you're going to be giving up dating, like what are you replacing it with? And especially as someone who is depressed, because when you're depressed and you're like giving up dating, that means that you're kind of like, it's so easy for us to get these thoughts in our heads as a depressed person. These easy thoughts that come in, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, no one loves you. Like those thoughts will come into our heads so much more often than a normal average person. So if you're not going to be dating someone, I can almost see you having those thoughts because of those disappointments that you've had. And then, wait, I met my husband online. I met my husband online too. Was a single mom for 15 years and it was so hard. Yes, I know your story. It is on YouTube. If you look at my full story is not on YouTube, but there's always bits and pieces of my story in all of my YouTube channel. If you go back a few years, you'll see where I talk about being an inmate's wife because my husband was in prison. I talk about my husband being deported because he's now deported back to Nigeria. I talk about stories about me, you know, and my ex-husband, but it's not like all in one place. It's kind of like spread out over a lot of videos over a few years. But there is a life update video that you can watch that I recently uploaded to YouTube from like a few weeks ago, where I kind of was catching everybody up on my love life. That might give you a lot of information in one video. And then there's another life update video that I'm going to upload next week. That'll be like the part 2 of that. So you can watch that one and get a little bit more information. 25-year-old girl. Who's 25 years old? I thought you said you was 46. Let me go back. Tracy, I didn't know that you have... Oh, you have a kid that's 25. Okay. How long have you been married, Tracy? Oh, somebody joined. Coco McMillan. Coco! Oh my God. Coco, are you in here still? I love you so much. Y'all, Coco is one person. Oh my God, she's a gospel artist. She is amazing. I used to share the stage. No, not me. I don't think I've ever shared the stage with you, Coco McMillan, but some of my artists have shared the stage with you. And I just want to say how amazing you are, like how you give people chills with your music. And I am so like in awe that you're in my live right now. Like I'm literally about to cry. I cannot believe it. Let me scroll down, Tracy. Ooh, wow, you so feel me. Oh, yes, a long time. Yeah, I was single. I was celibate for 4 years before I met my husband. There's a little bit of a disclaimer to that message. Hi, Coco. Wow, I cannot believe she's in my life. Y'all, if y'all don't know who Coco McMillan is, I feel like y'all don't know because I don't feel like nobody excited. I feel like y'all sleeping right now. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know how amazing Coco McMillan is. And I remember, Coco, when you came to this event that I was, this is back when I used to read my poetry. And I used to do like mic nights and stuff. And you came to, it was a small gathering in Durham, North Carolina. And it was just a bunch of like amazing gospel artists. And we were all in there and you came and you sung your song and you left kind of like really early because we would stay late. We would stay late into the night. It helps out a lot of people. Yes, I plan to. Actually, I do have a book that is coming out January 1st talking about depression management. And that's something that a lot of this information that I am sharing is going to be in my book to help others people kind of find their own action plan for living with depression or any other mental illness that doesn't require like a lot of hospitalization and things like that. Because I want to say that this book is not going to be for everyone. This is going to be for someone who will benefit from outpatient therapy. not inpatient therapy, because inpatient therapy is going to be a totally different ball game. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coco. I can't believe you remembered. Oh my gosh, you remembered me. Sorry, I had to leave and I'm back to say getting these kids ready for bed. Okay, girl, you got to do what you got to do. Oh, I'm so happy that you're going to be getting the book. They're starting like the last 2 weeks of the month. I am going to be building an email group. Email sign up for anyone who does join my email. They will be able to get a discount on the book. So just be on the lookout for that. Good night, girl. Do what you got to do. I will talk to you soon. Thank you, Crystal. Giving me congratulations on my book. But yeah, I do want to say that if you do not know your triggers, okay, I will look into that. I will send you the book to your email, Coco, so you can kind of take a look at that and see what you think. Thank you for sharing your email. Thank you so much. But yeah, I'm going to definitely, I definitely want to just share with you guys that if you don't know your triggers, it's going to be hard for you to make a plan. And so if you don't know where that's coming from, some of the stuff that, that you will start to discover as I walk you through it in the book. And there's a workbook that goes along with the book so that you can write some things down. Because I feel like if you don't write it down and make it plain, there's no way that you're actually going to like filter through a lot of those thoughts, because a lot of this thing is in our head and it's jumbled up with a whole bunch of other thoughts, things that we have to do for the day, shopping, cooking, taking care of our kids. But we need to zone in and focus on a specific thing. I feel like you definitely need to write it down. So once you write it down and make it plain, you will start to discover things about yourself, and then you can create a plan to combat whatever feelings you have. So if you know that so-and-so pops your nerve or whatever, then you know how to combat that. If you know that you have like a huge amount of road rage, then you know how to combat that. And you know where that road rage comes from. And then you know like what helps you to calm down. Then you can create and formulate a plan to help yourself stay healthy. And that's what the depression management book is all about. So thank you. Thank you for being so proud of me, girl. I need people to be proud of me, because even as I'm writing this book, guys, I've been writing this book, and Simone had said a comment to me the other day. She was like, girl, you did this so fast. I'm like, no. It seems like it took an eternity to write this book, because as I was going through it, I was depressed a lot of the times that I was writing this book. Okay. I wrote the book to help myself remind myself that I have to stick to my plan. I wrote the book to help myself know that what I've been doing is working, because when you're depressed, like those thoughts can come so quickly and it can flood you. It can overwhelm you. It's like a sea that you just can't count. You can't keep your head up enough to breathe. And so while I was writing this book, guys, I was depressed a lot of times. I was not taking showers. I was crying. I was like dealing with a lot of stuff when I wrote this book. So it's definitely something that took me a long time to write. I think I started writing it around July, August in the summertime. So it was not like an over. I probably started talking about it to you guys, you know, maybe like a couple months ago, but it's been in the works for quite a long time. Really, for as long as I've known about depression, I've been wanting to get to this point where I can tell someone else how to prepare and create a plan for themselves too. And that came from therapy. So I don't want this book to replace therapy. That's one thing I just don't want it to happen. But I do want to say that it does help you to create that plan. And this is something you can share with your therapist as well, to say, hey, this is something that I come up with. And, you know, you can review it with them and all that kind of stuff. And some of the things that I talk about in the book is actually good for you to know before you go to therapy. So you can sit down with your therapist and say, this is what I know about myself. This is what I need you to help me with. And you're not going to empty slate, because a lot of times therapists, you know, are trying to figure you out and you're trying to figure yourself out. And it takes you a while to kind of get the ball rolling. But if you come with information to say, hey, these are my triggers. This is something that, you know, I don't know why this triggers me. I know why this triggers me and I need help with, you know, fixing it. And you have something to start with, something concrete to start with. Going through it is where you can help others. That is so true. The best work comes from. Thank you, Ebony. Thank you for being proud of me. And Kendra, with all your, girl, I don't know what emoji that is. What emoji does that say? Is that like a celebration emoji? Thank you for celebrating. Yeah. Is where you can help others. Yeah, that's true. And they say once you're ready to talk about it, then you actually come to a place of healing. But I say you never completely heal from something like this, because this is a lifestyle. Just like people say, you know, eating healthy is a lifestyle, or people say, you know, doing this or doing that is a lifestyle. Living with depression is a lifestyle. Okay. You can live well, or you can live not so well with depression. But I'm here to encourage everyone to live well. We know what, we didn't really get the chance to talk about a lot of, what I wanted to talk about. But some of the things that I have written down here, I'm just going to go from it. Tiredness, blaming, shaming, rejection, and abandonment are 5 things that had came to mind when I was thinking about my own triggers. Feelings of abandonment, and it all stems from childhood. But anytime I feel like someone is about to leave me, that's a trigger. When I feel like someone has rejected me or make me feel like I'm not good enough, that's a trigger. When someone's blaming me or making me feel shameful about something that I like to do or I've done, that's a trigger. And definitely when I'm tired, okay, I am not on my best, you know, I am not sleeping well, that's a trigger. But a lot of times depression is either accompanied by insomnia or anxiety. And you will definitely see that a lot of people, hey, Nacelle, hi. You would definitely see that a lot of people who suffer from depression also suffer from anxiety, also suffer from insomnia. So being tired is something that sometimes I can't help without medication. Like I do have to have medication to sleep well sometimes during my depression journey. I don't have to do it so much anymore. But I used to have to take, you know, medication to sleep, because that is something that would really bother me in my depression journey, especially bipolar depression, which is what I've been diagnosed with, because sometimes we just don't sleep and we just keep working, you know, we just keep going and going and going and going, and we don't sleep. And we're not feeling tired at that time. But then when it comes around to the depression side of it, when the switch goes left or goes downward, then it's like hard for me to sleep and I'm depressed, and it's like a bad combination. So yeah, so those are some of my triggers when I'm feeling abandoned, when I'm feeling rejection and blame, shame, tiredness, and also feeling just unloved or unliked. And that's triggers for a lot of people. But when you're dealing with depression, and Nacelle, you may have a lot to add to this too. When you're dealing with depression, it can really be very hard. My IG sisters are here. Yes, we're all in here, girl. And yeah, so that's something that, you know, I just wanted to bring out. And I'm glad you guys shared a little bit about what triggers you have and things of that nature. But one thing I want to leave you guys with is that even if you're not dealing with depression, per se, like a clinical depression, there are times when we are, you know, in life that we're just going to be down. We are just going to be down. And that is a part of life. But what I don't want people to get used to is like, when you have a series of times when you're down and it's happening on a regular basis, and there's no real like backing or issue going on to make you feel the way that you're feeling, like it's inexplicable, that we don't ignore it. That's probably the biggest thing that I want people to know. Don't ignore what you're feeling. Don't like Don't brush it off. Don't say tomorrow I'll feel better, and maybe tomorrow you will feel better, but what about next week, and what about next month, and what about next year? So that's one of the biggest things that I want to bring attention to, is recognizing that you do have some sort of issue or some sort of problem with your mental wellness. And yeah, I don't know if there's much else that I wanted to kind of bring out today, other than helping yourself to figure out what those triggers are, so you can create a plan. Because when you know, what's that phrase? You know better, you do better. That's what I want y'all to do. I want you to know better and do better. Also, don't wait till you're at your breaking point. Seek support sooner than later. That's a very good point. Because sometimes people feel like you have to have something wrong with you in order to go to therapy. But one of the girls that I follow on YouTube, and oh my God, I love this girl so much. Her name is Lydia Dinga. She is actually an African living in London. She was like, she went to therapy, and she was like, I don't really feel like I have an issue of why I wanted to go to therapy. I'm living a good life. I have all these great things going on, but I just feel like something is missing. So, and she went to therapy, and she started to like find out a lot of things. Like sometimes when we think that we're doing so well and we have accomplished a lot in the world, like in the world's eyes, we're very successful. We have a nice house, we have a nice car, we have a great career, we have the husband and the cat and the 2 dogs, and our kids are making great grades. And there seems to be like, from the outside looking in, there's no reason why you should go to therapy. But I honestly feel like therapy should be a part of your regular mental, like your regular health. Like, you know how they say you go to the doctor once a year, you go to the dentist every 6 months. You should definitely go to a therapist like every quarter, like at least. I think that we need to get to that point where we look at mental health just as much, if not more, than physical health. You know what I'm saying? Because how you're feeling and how you're like your mental capacity, like everything stems from here. Like, what are you thinking? And most people will tell you, if you have a heart condition, they tell you, oh, you need to get rid of some stress out of your life. If you have diabetes, it's linked to stress. Like, it's linked to your mental capacity. It's linked to what's going on up here. So it like really like, not angry. I'm not angry about it, but like I'm really passionate about the reason why all of our what is it called when you have health benefits? Like all of our health benefits have all of these like preventative measures, like preventative care, preventative this and preventative that. When it comes to like seeing your doctor and getting your teeth cleaned and things like that, but nobody talks about preventative care when it comes to like your mental health. And I feel like that's such a big like contributor to your overall health. So why is it not important to get free therapy and include it with your package when you get these package deals from your health insurance? Why is that not a part of it? Because I have a package deal with my health insurance. I have some pretty good health insurance, but they don't pay for preventative care when it comes to my therapist. I have to pay my therapist, okay? Which I don't mind doing, because I think that it's that important to me that I would pay for it. But I think it should be mainstream. It should be normal. It should be inclusive to, you know, the benefits that we get with our regular health insurance. So that I wasn't even going to be talking about that today. I went left on that, but I really do truly believe that eventually, and I don't even know how to advocate for that. I don't even know who to call. Like, do I call the governor? I don't even know what to do to make that happen, but I really feel like it should happen. Having a neutral opinion has always been helpful in therapy for me. That's good, Kim. A neutral opinion. What are you talking about, girl? I got lost in that. But yeah, so I said all that to say, you know, yeah, don't wait till you have a problem to go see a therapist. If you feel something is not right in your body, you're probably right. Because guess what? You know yourself better than anyone else. So I do encourage you guys to go to see a therapist at least once a quarter. That's just my recommendation. But yeah, Knowing your triggers definitely helps you to figure out what you're going to do, how you can plan, how you can prevent things from happening, how you can keep yourself mentally well and happy. And then there's all these other self-care things that you can do to make sure that you're, you know, taking care of yourself, especially as moms. I think we already hit on that. As moms, we have to make sure that just having someone who doesn't know me to listen to what I have going on. Yes. Okay, I get what you're saying now, Tracy. Having someone who doesn't know you to weigh in on what's going on. And it's not just that too, guys. I feel like when people are explaining, you know, when people are like explaining the reasons why you should go to see a therapist, because there's so many negative reasons. People are like, I don't want nobody knowing my business. And, you know, in the Black community, I think we've come a long way in talking about therapy, because I've seen so much therapy talk and so many like mainstream TV shows and different movie stars and, you know, famous people who are talking about, you know, that they go to therapy and stuff. So we've come a long way from, you know, therapy when it comes to like being a participant in a therapy session. But not only is it just somebody else that's talking to you that doesn't really know, like just giving you a different perspective. These people are trained, okay? It's not just, oh, you know, it's just a different person who don't know me, who can, you know, give me some advice. They are trained, okay? They have gone to school. They have gone to classes. They have done, you know, tests. They have taken state tests to be able to sit down and talk with you. They're not just other people who don't know your situation. They are trained to help you navigate your own issues, so to speak. Like, and in my book, I talk about that too, because I feel like I don't want to make it seem like I'm the expert or anything. I do preach therapy, okay? But I talk about therapy as one of the elements of helping you to find your triggers, because for everyone, it's not going to be easy as analyzing yourself or, you know, jotting things down when you feel a certain way. Everyone is not going to be able to cognitively think like that. So your therapist can definitely help you find your triggers as well. However, I also say in my book, I don't know how they figure it out, okay? I don't know how they're going to help you. I just know that they're absolutely trained to do so, okay? They have studied the brain and how it works and socialism. And I don't know what they do in school, okay? I ain't never been to therapy school, okay? I don't know what they do, but they are trained. It's not just a different set of eyes or a different set of ears. It's training that they use different tools and things. And you might not even know that they're using some sort of tool to get you to say what you're going to say. And then they know how to help you. Like, it's like magic. They're like magicians. But yeah, so I don't know what they do. I don't know what they're trained in, but it's more so that they're trained. Hi, Nene410. I don't think I've ever interacted with you. Thank you for coming. I don't think they get as much credit as people, I don't even know what I was going to say, but you know, it's more than that. You know, it's not just like a doctor who knows more about a body part than you do. They're actually trained to study the body, just like the therapists are trained to study the mind and social issues and things of that nature. So enough about that. But I do want to say thank you guys so much for joining. If you are new and you just kind of came in, we've been talking about triggers. We've been talking about mom guilt. We've been talking about self-care. We've been talking about a lot. But all of this is coming out because I am sharing an ebook, and my ebook is based off my oh, that's Melisha. Hi, Melisha. Oh my God, it's been forever since I've seen you. Y'all, my church family is in the building. Thank you so much, Elevation Church. Stand up. I love y'all. I am writing a book, or I have written a book on a depression guide to help manage your depression. And it's based off of my own life experiences. I was diagnosed with bipolar depression about 10 years ago. maybe a little bit more than 10 years ago. And it was something that I was very unfamiliar with. Depression was not talked about. Mental illness was not talked about growing up in my household. And so I had family members who encouraged me not to go to therapy and not to be on medication, but I decided to go the route that I felt like was best for me, and I'm glad that I did. And over the course of the last 10 years, I've learned a lot of things about myself that I'm still, like, even though I've learned it, guys, I don't always use these methods and tips that I'm giving you in this book. I'm going to be real honest with you. Sometimes it's hard to stay on the regimen. But for the most part, these are the things that I do to help myself manage my own depression, and that includes therapy. And I know that everyone is not keen on therapy. Oh, the book is coming out January the 1st, okay? I am having some people look at it and just kind of give me some tips on, you know, does it flow well and stuff like that, because I've never written an ebook before. But for the most part, whether I hear back from anybody or not, it's going to come out January the 1st. Like, January the 1st is the deadline. It's going to be out, okay? As long as I'm comfortable with it, it's going to be out, and I'm already comfortable with it. But if there's I always like to get somebody else to look at it just to see if I'm missing something, so I may tweak it here and there. But by January the 1st, it will be available. It does come with a workbook so that you can jot some things down and participate in some of the exercises that I am mentioning in the book to help you guide yourself through this. I also want to point out, if you find your triggers, okay, because I got a lot of stuff written out here. I also wanted to point out that I'm so excited, can't wait to read it. Really? Thank you so much. I also am going to be doing an email group or an email list. So if you subscribe to my email group, it's probably going to be out either next week or the week after. I'm trying to wait till it's closer to the book time. I guess I don't need to wait. I guess I don't need to wait to start an email subscription. But if you are subscribed to my email subscription, you will get a discount code for the book. So make sure you guys be looking out for that. If you're not already following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow your girl. Also, I do have a YouTube channel where you can see more of my everyday life with me and my two boys. I actually have 3 sons, but one is in prison right now, so you won't see him until 2022. But when 22 come here, we're going to turn all the way up, okay? So he is in prison right now, and who else? What else? Just me navigating my life. I do have a husband who is in Nigeria. We're not doing so well. So excited. Oh, thank you. Go ahead and follow me, and I'll follow you back, because now that I know who you are, I'm gonna follow you back. But I be having, IG has actually been adding people to my follow list. I'm like, I don't know these people. I didn't actually follow them. It's just like a whole bunch of people. So I had to unfollow a lot of people. But and if I accidentally unfollowed you guys and followed you back, that's probably why. If y'all saw that happen, that's why. Because I was just unfollowing a lot of people because I didn't know them. I don't know who they were. But yeah, so my everyday life is basically on Instagram stories and YouTube. YouTube is a little bit more edited because I can edit it. But you know, it's just my everyday life, what I do, how I'm living with all the different things that I go through. A lot of people always ask me, like, how do you do it? How do you stay so sane? And how do you do this? This book is the answer to that question, okay? This book is the answer to that question. And not only do I want to answer that question, but I want all of you to be living well and to be, you know, managing your depression or your anxiety or your, you know, whatever it is that you have, because I don't feel like this book is it's not going to cover every single disorder that's out there, but it definitely can cover more than just depression. Because these things that I'm applying, you can apply that if you're just living your life. You know, if you're not been diagnosed with nothing, you don't have any issues, you can still, and you just want to dig deeper into yourself and who you are and what makes you tick. These are just tips on how to do that for yourself and get to know yourself a little bit better so that you can live the life that you want to live. That's basically all it is. But because I am someone who deals with depression, depression is a big part of why I even created this. So I do want to let you guys know that. And I'm going to get myself out of here because I actually have to record another video. This video is about if you guys don't know, I call the people who follow me or subscribe to me, and I subscribe to them, my Kimmunity, KIMMUNITY. They're the people who I learn from, I live from. A lot of the people here I have actually, either purchased something from you or participated in something that you've done, because I truly am trying to build a community here where we are helping each other to get better. And a lot of people who follow me are female or women, and they're all Black women. So that's the community that I want to build. And I have purchased some things from some of my followers, and I want to showcase them and their business. So I'm recording a whole nother video tonight for that. And it's actually, you guys can help me with the name. Help me figure out what makes sense, because I was thinking about calling it community buys, like things that I buy from people in my community buys. I was thinking about telling it that, or I was thinking about keeping it in the community, where it's like, it's almost like keeping it in the Black community, like buying Black, because every person that I bought from in this video is a Black owned business. And then it's also like keeping it in my community, like it's people that I follow them and they follow me, so we have a mutual like understanding or mutual thing. So you think I should call it keeping it in the community or community buys? What y'all think? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Agape Living, hey girl. Great live, thank you, Crystal. So what y'all think I should call it? I like the second option, keeping it in the community. I like that one too. So anyway, I'm going to record it and we're going to see. It is going to be up on IGTV. So it's going to be an IGTV thing. Y'all probably see it like tomorrow, next week sometime. Because I believe in a lot of these people are small businesses. You know what I'm saying? You like the first one, Ebony? Community buys. Okay, keeping it in the community. Oh, I got 2 for keeping it in the community, girl. All right. I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna see what it ends up being. Whatever feeling hits me when I'm uploading it, that's what it's gonna be called. So yeah. And I did want to give a mini life update. What time is it? I did not want this thing to be so long, but I get to talking, honey. So a little mini life update is that I had an opportunity to talk to my Nigerian husband, which I affectionately call Hubgerian. So if you ever hear me saying Hubgerian, I'm talking about Prince Daddy. Okay. We had a real good heart-to-heart conversation, keeping it in the community. I love that. Thank you, Coco. We had a really good conversation where he was able to admit to me that he was wrong, that he has done some things wrong to me. He has treated me wrong. He has been entertaining other females and things of that nature. And I really appreciate his honesty. Guys, I'm not even mad, because at the end of the day, we always know in our heart when a man is cheating, when a man is not doing what he's supposed to do. We always know in our heart that, he ain't up to no good. And it was something that I was dealing with in therapy, like him admitting it. Like, to me, someone admitting that they did you wrong goes a long way for me when it comes to forgiveness and things. And even though you have to forgive that person, whether or not they admit it or not, you have to forgive them. That's something that I truly believe in. Like, you do have to forgive them, but it's really harder for me to forgive someone who can't admit that they did something wrong. So once he admitted that he did something wrong, we had already kind of discussed that we're no longer together and things like that. But he was kind of like trying to say that we should stay together, we should be together and things like that. And after we had this conversation, I feel really good that I did already make this decision. Like, I already knew that she was cheating. I already knew that she was talking to other girls. So it's okay, and I'm not mad. I told him, like, simply, like, we can be friends, we can help each other, we can, we're in each other's lives for at least 18 years, at least until he's grown and on his own and things. And even after then, to be honest, because kids always need their parents. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be in your life and you're going to be in mine. What I really want us to focus on is how can we become friends after this? Like, how can we move forward as friends and try to figure out what's going to be best for our child. And we had a good conversation about kind of what the expectations that we have about when we start to date other people, how we can stay honest with each other about that and things like that. So we had a really good conversation, guys, and I'm really proud of us for being able to come to that conclusion without name calling and without a whole lot of backlash and without a whole lot of like everything. And it's probably because I've already dealt with it in therapy, because I've already been talking about it in therapy, that I was able to approach that conversation with a lot of maturity. And then my other baby daddy, my ex-husband, he actually had called me too, and he's been telling TJ that he thinks that we're getting back together. And I swear, sometimes you can't have a solid conversation with people without they thinking that something else is going on. Like, can I just have a good conversation? Can we just get along without me wanting to be with you? Like that kind of thing. So we were able to have a good conversation and talk about the child support situation. If you guys don't know about that, I think I talked about it in the life update video. There is a video on my YouTube channel talking about child support, so you can kind of catch yourself up with that. But yeah, basically I was paying child support to my ex-husband. He doing that, okay, purpose to drop seeds that he want to date me. You think he's doing it on purpose? Which one are you talking about? Because I'm confused, Kendra. He's doing that on purpose to drop seeds. But yeah, so I think I had a good conversation with both of my ex people. But at the end of the day, I think it shows a lot of growth and maturity for me to even be able to have a conversation with them, because they have done some things to really hurt me, and it's not okay, the things that they have done. And in a different world, a few years ago, I probably would not have been able to handle it as maturely as my husband. You talking about Hubgerian? He's doing that to drop seeds. What you mean drop seeds? Because I think I'm not up on the lingo. It may be a California thing. What does drop seeds mean, Kendra? Because I think that's what I'm hung up on, drop seeds. What does drop seeds mean? Anywho, so I just said all that to say that, everything doesn't have to be anger all the time. Yes, telling your son y'all getting better. Oh yeah, he definitely doing that. But the funny part is, my son was like, I don't think so, bruh. Because he knows, put a bug in his ear. He knows that, like, I'm not at that point. Like, there's still a lot of healing that I have to do. Oh, speaking of healing, guys, I did a post on my Instagram where I was asking you guys to comment on how you like your assumptions about me based on things that I posted on the platform. Like, what do you think I am? Like, what kind of person you think I am? What kind of person you think I would? What kind of things you think I would do? Things like that. And I'm doing a video based on assumptions because I felt like, what I'm putting out, I want to make sure that what I'm putting out to the world is something that is what I want to portray. You know what I mean? Like, I want to portray excellence. I want to portray, inspiration. I also want to be very funny. I think I'm funny, but ain't nobody said that yet in the assumptions thing. But I would love for you guys to go back to that post on my Instagram feed and comment on your assumptions, and then I'm going to do a video on that. It's probably going to be on my YouTube channel though, about your assumptions, because I'm going to start tweaking things and kind of like curating things to make it so that I'm putting out things that are actually beneficial to the people that's on my platform, because I have over 1,000 followers right now, and my YouTube is growing too. So I kind of want to get a little bit more serious about things, because I do want to be a full-time influencer at some point. And so I do want to make sure that I am giving people what they need, because I've noticed that my engagement is low, but my numbers are high. And it's just like, a lot of people are following me, but not a lot of people are commenting. Not a lot of people are liking. So maybe there's something missing. So I'm just doing a little bit of a test to see what people think. But yeah, that is about all that I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for joining and staying in the live and participating in the live and laughing and talking amongst each other. It makes me feel really great to see all of these amazing women talking to each other and being supportive. That's always so good. It is mature, Ebony. I'm up here being mature and whatnot. So yeah, I just want to make sure you guys keeping it in the community. Oh, I got a lot of keeping it in the community. Okay. I think I might name it that. So I'm going to go ahead and record that video now. I got some body butters and some creams. I've got some content stuff because y'all know Simone has her content stuff. So I actually used Simone's content planning things for this live today. Okay. She has a content planning guide. And I did a whole video using her guide and stuff. So yeah, so I want you guys to know, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, like when I see you guys doing something, it actually promotes and evokes me to do something in my life. Like I literally, since I've started to take my platform seriously back when COVID-19 hit and I was home for like a week, not working and everything, I just started thinking about, you know what, my job can dictate my income, and that is not okay for me. That did not make me feel good at all, that my job can say, okay, go home. We don't want you to come to work anymore. And even though my job took care of us, you know, they gave us extra vacation time. They actually gave us $1,500 off the gate, right off the bat. Before any of the stimulus and everything was going on, they gave us $1,500 in our checks off the bat when COVID-19 hit. So I have a really good job that I'm really, really happy with about that. But it could have been different for me, you know. I could have been the one that got laid off. I could have been the one that lost my job. And that didn't sit well with me. And I was like, I have to start kind of generating my own income and kind of, building my own success and building my own future and not relying on, I've always been this way though. I've actually had quite a few businesses before and I kind of gave up when they failed, but this was me kind of like starting again and building the business around me, the brand, not around products and services per se, which was what I was doing before. So, cause if somebody decided they don't no longer want your service, then you're out of business. But if I build it around me, my brand, and what I have to offer, what's deep inside of me, what God gave to me, then nobody can take that away from me. You know, that's kind of the thought process that I had. So yeah, I started to just kind of take things a little bit more serious, and I found these group of women that was just doing amazing things, and I started to follow you guys, and you guys have really impacted my life. Like it's not a game. Like Ebony taught me how to clean. Like literally, not that she taught me how to clean. Y'all, I know how to clean. But when I was watching her video one day, and she was like, "Girl, get up and clean." And she started, and I don't think you noticed, Ebony, but that's what started me to like watching cleaning videos. I used to look at cleaning videos on YouTube like, why are people watching other people clean their houses? Like, this is stupid. Like, this is some stupid mess. Why would I watch you clean your dirty house? But now I understand that it's a motivation. It was a motivation piece. And since she told me to get up off my couch, girl, I got a cleaning schedule. I'll be cleaning, all the time. And my son be like, why are you cleaning so much? Because he hasn't lived with me before then. He's used to me just kind of like cleaning up whenever, like being lazy about it and just not really doing things. But I can't, teach him to be a clean person if I'm not a clean person. And so watching her videos helped me to clean. Kendra helps me to stay fit, and, everybody contributes to my life in some way. And I was sitting here thinking, I'm not contributing anything. What do I know that I can give to them? And this is what I came up with, my book. But, but people, you all definitely impact my life. And I don't think people really know that. Like, you are influencers. Like, you influence me to buy things. You influence me to do things. And it's not like you're telling me what to do or anything, but it's just like, it's a good thing to know, okay, this is something that's going to help me. Thank you, girl. Thank you for helping adding value to my life. And now I feel like I need to add value to someone else's life. Oh, I got to finish up some work. I'm procrastinating again. Okay, girl, go finish your work. I'm procrastinating too because I need to do this video. There are so many inspirational people on these IG streets. It definitely is. And I think I found a really good crowd. I love the people that I follow and that follow me as well. But that motivation, yes, that motivation. Oh, I love you too, Ebony. All right, y'all, for real, I'm about to get off this thing because I've been up here like an hour and 20 minutes. And I gotta do this. Oh, thank you, Yogi. I gotta do this. You influenced me to check on me. Oh, really? Thank you. All right. So I am going to end it here because IG don't end it no more. Y'all used to rely on IG just cutting me off, and I don't have to actually say goodbye because I don't never really want to say goodbye to y'all. But yeah. That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And I will see you the next time that I go live. I don't know when that will be. But definitely I will check you guys out the next time. And just stay tuned to all of my platforms and make sure that you are in the know. Okay? Bye. Follow me on Booty and catch up on your videos. Oh! I am following you on YouTube. I have to catch up on your videos. I haven't posted in a while. Oh, do catch up, girl. Do catch up. Even if you gotta wait till the weekend when you ain't got a lot going on, just do catch up. All right. Talk to you guys later.